What's up, everybody? It's your boy, The Real One, back with another banger. This is because of you guys and subscribed by you guys. Thank you for the last likes and comments on the last video. I want to give a shout out to Deshaun Wiley, Raven Roadman, and there's a couple other people that went ahead and gave a lot of likes. I appreciate that. You guys keep that going. Keep smashing them like buttons. Keep smashing that comment section, and I'm going to keep it pushing. Now, today I'm going to bring you my content, which is going to be my results for this week's WWE Raw. All right, first, Raw started off with a brawl, and it started with KO calling out AOP and Seth Rollins yet again. So what do you expect? Seth comes down, AOP, they beat him down. Everybody's thinking, same old crap. No. Finally, the birth and the rise of a new, maybe starting tag team with Samoa Joe. Last week, they put Samoa Joe through a table. And of course, we know Mr. Badass Joe is not going to take that lion down. Samoa Joe came back this week, and he put his wrath onto AOP, Seth Rollins, and company. So, that gave birth to a new team to me. They were asked to leave the building. They were escorted out by security, as well as Seth Rollins and AOP. They claim that they are voluntarily leaving, but they were asked to leave as well. So they left, and the show moved on. So the first match of the night was a rematch from TLC, which featured Aleister Black versus Buddy Murphy. And of course, to me, it was a great match. Everything to me was beautiful about it. It was high flying, great strikes. It's just a breath of fresh air to see the new talent that's been sitting in the locker room for weeks finally get that shot and their opportunity out there in the ring. So to me, I approve. Keep it going. I love it. Of course, Aleister Black wins the match with a black mask and builds more momentum for him and maybe a longer rivalry with Buddy. Who knows? Might even turn them into a tag team one day. Don't know. We'll keep that going. Keep our eyes on it. On to the next, which to me, I like to call this segment Another Day with Rowan. Now, Eric Rowan has been carrying around something. I don't know what it is inside of this cage. He says it's his loved one. It's something he cares about. Me? I hope it's a mongoose. I want it to be a mongoose. I don't know why. I just feel like it should be a mongoose. But him and the mongoose went and asked Lana where was his invitation to the wedding. Then went to scare the crap out of her by screaming at her and said, I don't want to come to your stupid wedding anyways. Then proceeded to go out and have his match and went and squashed another local talent as always. My whole thing with the Rowan thing is that I'm glad to see that he's finally getting the spotlight that he deserves. But my thing with that is that Rowan should actually be going against real talent and not local. Other than that, everything that he's doing right now is great. I just feel that him facing local talent shouldn't be the direction that he goes in as he's facing people right now. It's great to push local talent. I have nothing against local talent, but I feel that to give him a more dominant feel, a more dominant focus, he should be going against actual roster talent to build on whatever the hell is inside of that cage. All right, let me move on. I'm kind of rambling. So now, after that was done, A Day with Rowan, we move on to that Charlotte Flair comes out and makes the biggest announcement in WWE history at 2019's point, which was that she is going to be the first woman to enter into the WWE Royal Rumble, which means that she was the first woman or man to announce that she will be participating in the Royal Rumble this year. Then she goes to cut a promo to obviously say why she's the greatest woman wrestler, 10-time champion, blah, blah, blah. And we all understand that, and that is great. Then basically says that, who wants to come and bow down to the queen? And of course, you got another queen in the back. Same type of blood, second generation, all that, which was Natalya. Natalya decided to come out and answer the challenge, showed a very more aggressive side this week, showed off a very different side of Natty that we've never seen. We have, but we haven't seen as intense before. Maybe she's going in a new direction. Maybe she's going to get ready to turn heel pretty soon and actually stick with it and be more intense with what she brings to the table. But at the end of the day, she actually ended up tapping out to the figure four to Charlotte, and Charlotte ends up capturing the win. Then immediately following after that match, it was a promo going with Becky Lynch announcing that her and Asuka will be facing each other for the Raw Women's Championship at Royal Rumble. Everything is on the line, and what brought this up is that her contract signing was due, and that they ended up going ahead, and she basically said, either you give me what I want or I do not resign. So that's what she wanted. That's what she got. We're going to see where this goes at Rumble. Either Becky is going to lose or Asuka is going to win. To me, the way the direction is making me feel that they're going to go is that Becky's going to lose. And Becky is going to kind of go through a struggle in the point where she's going to start doubting herself as the man and start looking in other directions or other things to try to figure out what she has to do to be and stay as the faction of the man. I don't want to do any spoilers because, that's just sometimes what I do, but we're going to see where this goes. Then after that, we have the Street Profits versus the OC. And this match was made basically the same day and the same night, but it was supposedly supposed to determine the number one contenders for the Viking Raiders Championship. Basically, the whole thing is that the OC have beaten the Viking Raiders 2 times, and no one else has done it. And to the Street Profits, well, they have beaten the OC, and if the OC has beaten the Viking Raiders, then they feel that they're better than the OC and the Viking Raiders, so they deserve the shot. They proved it again this night by actually beating again the OC. So this has now become a triple threat match for next week. So it will be the Street Profits versus the OC versus the Viking Raiders for the Tag Team Championships next week on Raw. I think that's going to be awesome. I think it's going to be a great match. As long as there's not a whole lot of botches and a whole lot of mistakes and errors made, I honestly think that match will be great. And it should be a toss-up on who will actually walk out with those belts. So for that, next week, we shall see what happens. Now, after that, immediately following, we have a 2-on-1. Drew McIntyre versus Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins. Well, first of all, what made it all so hilarious to me is that, for one, the question was asked by the Scottish Psychopath for everyone to raise their hands if they thought that he was at a disadvantage. No one raised their hands at all. And then he asked them to raise their hands if they believed that they were at a disadvantage, and the whole arena raised their hands. Could have been one of the best memes ever. No one took advantage of it. It was hilarious. But of course, he was correct. He cut a nice promo and went ahead and dispatched of them. As far as those two go, to me and my concern, I think that, they kind of need to focus on their tag division thing. I mean, you've won titles once. You kind of need to focus on that instead of getting destroyed by Drew McIntyre, which is a future WWE champion very soon, whenever they actually figure out what storyline to give him to get him there. So, that's my opinion on it. I mean, I respect it, but hey, whatever. I don't want to waste too much time on that either. Like I said again, in case you missed it, Drew McIntyre for the win. Then a promo was cut. Basically, Randy Orton faked an injury where he said that he blew out his knee on a recorded show, on a live event, I should say. Excuse me. And basically he juiced AJ Styles and tricking him, telling him that he won't be able to face him until WrestleMania. So AJ got a little comfortable with it and said, okay, I'll see you then. Randy stopped him and said, hey, that's the difference between me and you. You're patient. I'm not. Slapped him with an RKO and showed us that there was absolutely nothing wrong with his knee. I love what goes on between these two, because Randy is a legend in everything that he has done in this business and working up to his point of being where he's at in the business. And AJ is just a legend, period, in the wrestling industry. So to see where this is going is great. I love it. I just hope it has a little bit more into it than what I think that they're going to do with it. So until then, we're going to keep our eyes on this. But Randy Orton this week for the win on the Juice with AJ. So let's chuck that up for Randy. Now is the hour for Andrade. Okay? This is Andrade's time. Okay? Now, Ciel Almas Andrade, that's my boy. All right? Now, he's went through a couple name changes. But Andrade, he won the United States title from Rey Mysterio at, I believe it was Madison Square Garden, at a live event. And that was something that KO blamed AOP and Seth Rollins for as well. But Andrade, his time was now. He won this United States title, and he is now the new champion. So he was going to face a local talent. Zelina Vega told him to go ahead and plant that head onto the concrete. So someone, of course, comes out and makes the save, and it was Ricochet. Ricochet came out and makes the save and then slaps down a challenge. So Andrade, of course, being the new champion, answers. Long story short, Zelina Vega gets involved a little bit after a great back and forth match between two great young athletes. She gets involved, and basically Andrade gets the win. Andrade also has a full card for next week. He has a rematch for that title to be defended against Rey Mysterio. So we shall see exactly how hard and how is it really Andrade's time. So I believe it is, and I'm going to say that it is. Great. They should have ended the night on that and left it at that. But of course they didn't. And this is why I have my mask zipped up the whole time for this one. The main event was, of course, the wedding of Lana and Bobby Lashley. Okay, so Lana and Lashley are getting married, saying their vows, blah, 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 blah. Guy says, does anybody have any objections? This is what made the wedding, to me, the best part of the wedding the whole time I was sitting there watching it. Is that Liv Morgan finally makes her debut and objects. Her and Lana get into a little scuffle, saying that she is in love with Lana and Lana should choose her over Lashley. First of all, you guys have been building Lana up you've been building Liv up this whole time. Why would you waste her to go out there to do something with Lana? With Lana? Fine. I'm glad that they did that, though. We finally get to see Liv. Rusev comes out of the cape, and the wedding is basically destroyed. It's off. So, to me, that was awesome. I loved it. So let's go ahead and keep the video rolling, and instead of cutting this short, we're going to go ahead and jump right on into this week's SmackDown as well. So, SmackDown, let's talk about it, fellas. SmackDown kicked off the night with Daniel Bryan and, of course, The Miz. Daniel Bryan basically told told Daniel Bryan basically that he needs to go and beat The Fiend. Because if he does not, that The Miz will. Basically, to me, this is the build-up of The Miz getting ready to turn heel. And we're going to keep that in your mind because that's going to come up later as well. Okay? Now, matter of fact, let's end it right there. I'm going to give you another video because you deserve it. So, remember, the rest of this results of SmackDown will be in the second video. Thank you guys. Like, subscribe, smash everything. Let me know how you feel of my results of Raw. And you guys, let me know because I'm keeping it coming today. Today, I got 3 videos coming out. This is the first one. I got another one, and I got another one coming out. So I'm pumping them for you guys. Thank you. Smash, smash, smash.